Okay, it's a long and long time ago. My name is Adam. I've got Martyn with me as always. How's it going, Martyn?
Yep, really, really good. Thanks, Adam. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week. It's been a good week.
It has been a good week, yeah. Let's talk about today then. On today's episode, we are going back to Martyn's Making the Grade series. It's episode 4. What have you got for us?
Well, just before I've got quite a long list of things to go through on this episode, and I'm going to quick fire a few things. But before I do, I just wanted to sort of, as a quick reminder as to what I'm doing. I purchased some graded figures in an auction months back, and I obviously loved them so much when I saw them, and they just reminded me of my childhood, and the nostalgia hit, and I've decided to collect all 96 of the original Kenner Star Wars figures and either buy them graded or loose to be sent off graded. And in the 3 previous episodes, I think I've picked up 11 so far. And this is like the continuing story, I suppose you would say. But before I go into what I've picked up this episode, I don't want this to be a big love-in, but over the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure Adam will agree with me, we've had an absolute massive amount of support and advice from
Yeah.
not only other YouTube creators but other collectors. I just wanted to mention a few names and channels.
Well, I
Just
did say, didn't I, in the last one, the community, how great it is, and how much it surprised me how everyone's out to help everyone, and it's awesome. So you're like, yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I just mentioned some names. I mean, there's Gerard Coyle. I mean, he's commented every single video and given absolutely sterling advice. We've had John, the action figure grader. He's been absolutely immense with his advice. Zero Hunter Toys.
Helped you collect a few as well, I think.
Yes, yeah. As we'll get into later in this
Yeah.
episode, he's helped me pick another one up today.
Oh
There's
God.
Zero Hunter Toys, the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. They've been really supportive and got our name out there, and so thank you to them. Obviously, Blacked Out Ewok was also another YouTube channel, and they've been fantastic, giving me lots of advice on what to look out for, variants, that sort of stuff. And it would be remiss, as always, for me to not mention Justin, who's also been absolutely fantastic with advice and sending eBay auctions my way when he
Yeah.
sees stuff for me. So thanks
Yeah,
to all those
he's
guys.
kind of doing our work for us as well, isn't he? Really,
He is
it's great.
he's such an awesome dude. So
Yeah.
no, thank you to all of them. But carrying on with this episode, I like to start off the episode with things I've learned since the last episode. And obviously, if you've watched the last episode, you would have discovered that I said that I realised that to be able to afford to buy all 96, I was going to have to drop my grade limits because
Yeah,
I originally had a grade limit of 85% or
that's right.
AFA 85, CAS 85. And I was going to have to drop that to perhaps 80 or 75 plus on AFA. Now, a couple of the guys I previously mentioned have given some great advice that obviously they have sub scores on UKG. So you have a score for the figure and a score for the paint. And
Okay.
obviously, if I want them to display well, I should try and still get an 85 subgrade for the paint
Mm,
because they'll display well. Because obviously, it doesn't really matter too much if the figures, limbs, etc., are a bit loose.
yeah.
It's that they display well. So that was an invaluable bit of advice and
It's,
seems extremely
it's
obvious
yeah.
after the fact, but
So
I hadn't thought of it.
are UKG the only guys that do the subgrading, the sub scores, or do they
I
all do it?
believe AFA used to do it. I know they did it with carded figures. I mean, again, I'm sure someone will be writing in the comments to let me know if I'm wrong, but
Mm,
I think they might have done it with carded figures, but I'm not so sure about loose graded figures.
right.
But they don't anymore, as
No.
far as I'm aware.
Okay. And
They,
just go. Sorry. Go on. Finish. Finish
no,
up
no,
what
go
you
on.
were
That's
going to
fine.
say.
You carry
I
on,
was
mate.
just going to say, AFA. We've spoken about AFA and UKG, but I don't actually think you've told me what CAS is. Was it CAS or
CAS
CA? Yeah, CA.
CAS. It's the Collector Archive Services, and it's just another company that grades
Right.
well everything
Where are
basically.
they located, or is it just anywhere?
They're in the States.
They
Yeah,
are
they're in the
stateside. Mm.
States. And I do believe when we were on the live for Blue Harvest Toys,
Yeah.
um, they
Lack,
mentioned that.
Lack
Sorry,
said
yeah,
so.
Lack mentioned that it was something to do. It was like it was fans that had created the company,
Yeah,
or other collectors who had actually created the company, but I'm not
that's
100%
right.
sure on
Yeah,
that. But
yeah. I don't
I
know.
haven't I haven't picked anything up CAS as of yet. So
Okay.
and when I do, I'm sure I'll learn more about them.
Yeah, I'll be interested to know how like hard to come by a lot of CAS would be. I mean, anyone knows how common that stuff is, and if you leave it in the comments, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen some on eBay, for example, and
Mm,
some on the Facebook groups, but nowhere near as many as obviously you'd see UKG and AFA. So
yeah.
I don't know the reason for that particularly, but yeah, they're definitely the out of the three companies, they're the one that I see the least.
Mm, yeah.
Um,
Cool.
so yeah, so if we get on with what I've actually picked up so far since the last episode, and it's been a bumper couple of weeks.
Yeah, for both of us, if you haven't seen, sorry, I'm gonna uh promote my episode a little bit here. But uh my bounty hunt was quite a busy couple of weeks where I picked up quite a few, and I didn't actually tell Martyn what I'd picked up for the most part. And I think it's the same here. Martyn hasn't told me what I'm expecting, you know.
Yeah,
So,
well, I think I've mentioned a few of them to you, but there's one in particular that I've picked
yeah,
up.
yeah.
But one other, actually, just before I do, one other thing I learned, and I've heard a lot from people, is don't rush into stuff. You know,
Mm,
there's always going to be another one.
hmm.
If you rush into things, you might overpay for things, and I believe I have probably overpaid for a few of these
Oh,
items,
okay.
having done a bit of research after the fact, but I don't think massively, but I do think I possibly overpaid. So I'd be interested what people
Yeah.
think of the
Be,
prices that I've paid.
be honest with us, listeners. Like, leave that comment. I want to know. Yeah.
So first one I've picked up is a 1978 red snaggletooth. Sorry, its country of origin is Hong Kong. It was UK graded 85%, and this one cost me £110.
Okay.
Um,
85%. Yep.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
bad.
My dropping to 80 hasn't quite
Hasn't
happened
worked out
yet.
just yet.
Hasn't
No.
no, but it will have to
Do you
soon. And
do you
in the
feel
next
like
episode, I guarantee.
do you feel like that's quite a good price then? 110 for
Um,
this?
I'm I think it's about right.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks stunning. I have to
Mm,
say the quality, the figure itself looks absolutely great,
yeah.
and it doesn't look like there's a blemish on it. To be honest with you, this was one I didn't have as a child, so
Okay.
it's the
So
first time
needs
I would have
yeah.
owned this one, so it's great.
So hardened collectors would know then that there was a blue snaggletooth, which is even more rare. Was that originally released as part of the 96, if you like?
Now, we did a previous episode right at the beginning when we started this channel about some Kenner action figures, and I incorrectly stated that I think it came carded originally,
Hmm.
but actually it didn't. It came in the Droid Factory set. Was it the Droid Factory set, or was it the Cantina set? Actually, I think it was the Cantina set,
Right.
which was like a play set.
Yeah.
And I went online to see if it'd come carded, and I saw a mock up of a carded
You
figure,
got
which
duped
someone had.
by one of those, yeah.
Yes,
That happens
so
to
I
me
was
all the
wrong.
time.
Yeah, I believe it was Blacked Out Ewok who actually at the time put me right on that,
Yeah.
that it wasn't actually a carded figure. But yeah, I decided to go for the red snaggletooth for obvious reasons.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
So
then
the blue one wasn't a part of the 96 because that was only carded figures, was it?
well, I suppose you could argue it was,
Mm,
but when you look at the back of the cards, of the Power of the Force cards, I think it was, that had the all 96 figures on the
mm.
back, or close to that anyway. The blue Snaggletooth wasn't on it, it wasn't represented, it was the red Snaggletooth. So I'm using that as my excuse basically, for not picking up the blue one. And not to say that in years to come I might try and pick one up, but for
Yeah.
this 96, I think I'm just going to stick with the red Snaggletooth.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
No. The next one I picked up was a 1978 Sand People figure, or a Tuscan Raider to us, I suppose, but it
Yeah.
was labeled in the name pill as Sand People.
Ah.
This was a country of origin Hong Kong as well. Now,
Mm.
this one was UK graded 80%, um, but it cost me £90. So
Okay.
I think I might have slightly overpaid for an 80%
Right. Yeah.
um, on that one. So again, we'll have to wait to see what the experts think. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, these first four figures that I'm listing, I bought them as a bulk lot from a guy.
Yeah.
And it was one of those evenings where I'd had a couple of beers and I was perusing on eBay, and it was coming to the end of an auction, and I didn't win it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I really missed out on that, I'm really upset. And then I started looking at some other figures, and by the end of the evening I basically emailed him and said, can I buy four off of you? What's the best deal you can do? And
What,
unfortunately I don't think I got the best deal that I could have got, but I got money knocked off.
what he
But
wanted.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Um,
Um,
so the sand people, there's quite a few variants because isn't there a hollow cheek? Is it hollow cheek variant,
yes, I believe
which is
so.
also another very rare one to come across?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I've read a bit about them, and when I say variant, I tend to think the figure itself,
The-
like differences in the figure.
yeah.
But I've come to learn from certain collectors and other people that have contributed to our videos that you can consider country of origin as a
Country of origin.
variant.
Mm,
Yeah, so when I say variant, I do kind of mean the differences in the figure, whether it be the paint
yeah.
or the way it's molded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe there is the hollow cheeks version, and this wasn't the hollow cheeks version.
No. No.
Um, okay, the next one I picked up was a 1978 Greedo. This had a country of origin of Hong Kong. This one was UKG graded 85%,
Okay.
and this one cost me £100.
Mm.
Again, I just feel like I might have overpaid on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's 85%, and I have to say, when you look at it, I mean, I'm sure it's up on the screen as we're talking now, but it looks immaculate. I mean, it doesn't look as anything wrong with it
Mm.
whatsoever. It looks like it's brand new.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's well worth the 85% grade, that's for sure. I'm just not 100% sure it's worth the money I
100.
paid.
Mm.
Yeah. And also, if in the video you can probably see as it's spinning on the turntable, there's a little acrylic piece at the back that sort of to keep it steady at where its back is on the figure,
Okay.
and the figure has kind of pushed forward, so the figure looks like it's in kind of a V shape, if that makes sense. Like the hips are pushed forward and the legs are
Right.
backwards, and the
Mm.
torso's backwards. And obviously, you don't want to be shaking it about and damaging it inside the
Yeah.
box. So, unfortunately, that one doesn't display so well when you look at it from the side. But
Mm.
apart from that, I'm happy with how it looks. I mean, as I say, it looks absolutely immaculate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Now
It's
the
not
next
bad.
one, oh sorry, yeah, the next one is the last of this lot of four that I bought from the same guy,
Right.
and it's a 1980 IG88 country of origin Hong Kong, and this one is UKG graded 90% gold.
Ooh.
As you can see, I'm definitely sticking to that 80% new rule. Um, and this one cost me, and this is the most expensive figure so far, £165.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Worth every penny though, as you know,
Well,
I'm fond of my bounty hunters, and
yeah.
I've been eyeing up a loose IG88
Oh, really?
Kennet
Really?
original. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's yeah Hong Kong 1980,
Okay.
and I think that's going for like £35, and I'm not even sure that's in
Okay.
great condition. I'll have to
Okay.
send it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have a
Get some
look. Yeah.
advice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one is a variant. It says it's the one with hollow eyes.
Oh,
So I don't know. I haven't looked yet, but I don't know whether the hollow eyes is the rarer of the two. I don't know.
mm,
Again, I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments. But I mean, again, it displays fantastically. I really, really love this figure.
yeah,
And as I say, the 90% gold score, I think that definitely deserves it. Again, there's not a blemish on it. And because this is one of the rare figures that had two weapons, it displays so nicely in the acrylic case with the two weapons to the side of
mm,
it. So if I have overpaid, I'm obviously I don't want to overpay too much, but I'm still really, really happy with it.
yeah.
So, but that's the main thing, I
That
suppose,
is that. I
isn't it?
was going to say that's the main thing. That's all we can ask
Yeah,
for.
that's
Is,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. The next one, number five.
Oh, there's a
This one
fifth
is
one.
there's six actually this
There's
week.
six.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
you
six.
have
Yeah,
been busy.
yeah. This is a action figure grader recommendation from one of his "What Would I Buy" videos.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's it was a 1977 Jawa smooth cape. It's a no country of origin, UKG graded 85%, and it cost me £130. John at Action Figure Grader, I think it was 150 or 140 possibly
Right.
when he was showing it on his channel as what to buy,
Yeah.
but I managed to knock him down to 130. So I
That's
think
good.
that will be a good buy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So again, I kind of didn't go for the blue snaggletooth. I went for the red snaggletooth, and the same with this one. I didn't go for the vinyl cape Jawa. I
Well,
decided to go with
that's a
the
little
with the
bit more
smooth cape.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I sent this one to you to show you I
Yeah.
managed to pick this up, I sent you what a loose graded one costs to buy on online, and that one was £3,500 at 85%. So
I mean,
I
are
thought
they pushing it? Are they just really trying to like get the best price? Could you get it lower than that? You must be able to.
I should imagine there's a deal to be done, but
Yeah.
they're still thousands. I mean,
Yeah.
I've not seen one. Even I mean, loose is mental. I saw one on Facebook. I think it was what's the chat the page we was looking at
Echo base.
Echo Base. That's the one. Thank you. So there was one on there loose, and it had a damaged cape, and I think they wanted 650 quid for it,
Oof.
and it was damaged. So I mean, wow,
Yeah.
that's an expensive one. So, but
Yeah.
as I say, I really love this. The cape looks immaculate. Again, we're talking what's that,
50.
45 years old
Yeah.
figure, and it's looking absolutely
Mm.
immaculate. Displays well. Really happy to have it. I didn't have this one as a kid either.
Oh, okay.
So that's a cool one to have.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my final figure, and this is one I don't think I've told you about.
No. Okay. What have we got coming on
Um,
up here? Is this so you said sorry, you said IG88 so far is what you've spent the
hmm.
most on. Is this gonna top it?
It's not actually. It's going to
Is
be
it not?
cheaper. Not by much, but it's going to be cheaper.
Okay.
Now, this is one I'm certain I've overpaid for. But again, it looks so good, and it's a top tier character. It's a 1977 Darth Vader, country of origin Hong Kong, UKG 85%,
Okay.
and I paid £135 for it.
Okay. Okay.
I knocked them down from 150 to
Yeah.
135. Um, Having looked at some online, over the last few days that have already sold, a lot of them have gone for cheaper than that, which is why I think I possibly have overpaid.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it again with all of these figures that I bought this for this episode, they look stunning, absolutely stunning, and they look brand new. They
Mm.
really, really do. So this one is no exception. It looks absolutely great. So really happy to have this one because I'm starting to get some characters now. Lando, the Emperor,
Yeah.
and I haven't got any of the top three yet.
No.
Luke, Han, and Leia, but Obi-Wan. Obviously, I picked up an Obi-Wan as well.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's great to see the collection starting to fill out, and this Darth Vader kind of puts a nice cherry on top for the first four episodes, I think, of this
Yeah.
this this series.
I
So
think
so
so.
yeah, I'm really
I
really
think that's
happy.
been a good couple of weeks of buying them.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll leave it to you to jot up all the costs and let's
Yeah.
watch that chart. Absolutely massively increased now
Yeah.
on how much I've spent.
I'm gonna have to make it bigger, aren't I, to
Yeah,
fit the extra
all the
digits in.
zeros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But
But
anyone watching can also see the display behind Martin. If well, your additional characters, I suppose.
yeah, yeah, I've still got Darth and the Jawa to pop up there.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to sort my shelves out now so that I can fit them on and display them nicely. I'd really like to get some yellow fabric or something to match the back of
Yeah.
the Return of the Jedi card
That would look
backs.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really cool.
You
But
seem to be finding, I don't know, that it's like the TARDIS, that room. It seems to be finding more space.
Oh, well, the problem is, Adam, if I was to pan the camera sort of down that way, I mean, there's no floor space for me to be able to walk. I could just about make it to this chair because
Just
I'm having to
piles of
move stuff all the time to make space for other stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so it is a misconception to think that there's more space in here than there is.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But just like you in your last episode, this has been the best idea. Not
Yeah.
only has it reinvigorated my joy in collecting Star Wars, but getting to talk and meet and interact with all of the people that I mentioned at the
Yeah.
beginning of this episode and many others,
Yeah.
it's been absolutely great. So I just again like to say thank you to everybody who's been helping
Definitely.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, massive thanks to everyone who's helping and everyone who's subscribed and who's watching this video. It's awesome. Um, but I think that's it for this week, isn't it? I think we will catch you in the next one. Yeah. Okay. See you later.
Right.